What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome to the start of a brand new series here on Dirt 4. So if you didn't already know, Dirt 4 is the official World Rallycross game, so you have all the official cars and drivers, except the Audis, I believe. So you don't have Ekstrom, the reigning world champion, but we'll just ignore that. And then you have some of the official tracks. Unfortunately, we don't have all 12 of the tracks in the game. We only have 5, but that is still a step up from Dirt Rally. We now have Montalegre and France in this game, on top of Lidenhill, Hell, and Holgers in Sweden that we already had in Dirt Rally. So we have the official cars, 5 official tracks. I thought, why not do a championship with these 5 tracks, a little mini World Rallycross Championship. And today, we're here for the first round of this 5-part season in Portugal. One of the new tracks to Dirt 4, and probably the most technical out of the 5. So I'm going to be driving in the Ford Focus RX Rallycross car. I'm running absolutely no assists and on the hardest difficulty. And we are going to be doing a full event. So you have the 4 heats, you have the semi-final and the final. If you are as excited as I am for this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's head to Portugal. So here is a quick look of the Montalegre circuit in Portugal. It is exactly 1 kilometer in length and is a mix of asphalt and dirt. And as you can see by the map, it looks like a very technical track. And I've done a little bit of practice. It is a very tricky track, and it should make for an interesting race. And of course, you can see the green part of the track is the Joker. If you don't know, in Rallycross, you have to take the Joker once per race, just for one time, unless you jump the start, where you might have to do it twice, and it's just slightly longer, and yet try to use that to your advantage, a bit like a pit stop in Formula 1. Here we are in Portugal for the qualifying heats, and as you can see, we've been split up into 4 groups of 4, and we are down in Group D with Munich, Marklund, and Chicharit. I think that's how you pronounce those names, and then of course myself. But just looking at some of the groups, that Group A looks ridiculously competitive. You got Petter Solberg, Johan Kristoffersen, Timmy Hansen, and Sebastian Loeb all in the same group. That is kind of crazy. I'm kind of happy I'm not in that group. I'm down with some names I'm not too familiar with. But without further ado, let's get into the first qualifying heat. Here we go. We're on the grid here in Portugal for the first qualifying heat. We've got the handbrake on. The lights are coming on here in Portugal as the revs rise. And we're green for the first qualifying heat, and we have not had a good start, as that Mini has got a brilliant start. That is Chicharit, as we're now going to look up his inside down into the first corner, as he has dived into the Joker on the very first lap from the lead, which seems like a little bit of an odd strategy, as we are now out in the lead of this race. We have the clean air, so we don't want to Joker straight away. We want to go late. I don't think there's much point trying to cover off Chicharit. This is only a qualifying heat, so it's only the time that counts, not the finishing position. Here we go. Finish lap 3. Start the final lap, the 4th lap, and we must take the Joker on this lap as we dive down to the Joker lap, get the car turned in. There's a bit of a chicane here on the exit. Where are we going to rejoin? We're going to rejoin in first place, so our strategy of staying out in the clean air has worked beautifully. And assuming we don't make any drastic mistakes, we should win this first qualifying heat. Here we go, up towards the line, take it carefully, and across the line, and we win the first qualifying heat in Portugal. A perfect start to the weekend. We've won this heat, but we need to see how our times compare to the other 3 groups. So we'll have a quick look. This is just our heat. No, this is all of the heats, and we are top by 3 seconds there overall. So a great start to this round of the championship, the first round of the championship. So for the next qualifying heat, we've been placed in Group A, and this looks exactly like the results from the first qualifying heat. So we have Munich in our group, we have Petter Solberg and Timizyanov in our group. So a quite competitive group there, of course, with Petter Solberg in there. Here we go, qualifying heat number 2, and we're starting on the pole, which is exactly where you want to be. Hold the handbrake, get the revs up. We are ready to race in Portugal. Oh, he jumped the start. I was about to say he's gone before the lights even went green, and he is going to have to do 2 Joker laps, which is perfect for us. That is one of our competitors out of the way as we now restart this race. So we hold the handbrake yet again, get the revs up, we are ready to race. And we're green here in Portugal, and again we have not had the best start in the world as we head down towards turn number 1. That looks like Petter Solberg diving straight into the Jokers. We managed to retain the lead. No, we don't. Someone is barging up our inside. That is Timozianov, but he has not been able to make that move stick as we hold on to the lead of this qualifying heat. But Petter Solberg has taken his Joker. He might get caught up behind some of the rest of the cars if they catch up and he's going slow enough, but that could. He's going to be our main threat, and possibly Timozianov on our rear end as we're about to end the first lap here in Portugal, and I think we should probably Joker to try and cover off Petter Solberg. Solberg is obviously very, very fast, so into the Joker we go. Careful of this tricky chicane here on the exit, and Solberg, it looks like Solberg has got us. That looks like his car up in front of us, so that has not quite worked out for us, and now, oh, we've butchered that corner. We have to try and catch up to Petter. Here we go, the final lap, and there goes Timozianov off into the Joker, and we should rejoin ahead of him, and yes we do, up into second place, but I don't think we're going to be able to catch Petter Solberg in this qualifying heat, unfortunately. Oh, stuffed that up the final couple corners, made a little mistake, but we hold on to second place there with Timozianov breathing down our neck in those final couple of corners. We still managed to get second there, and where does that put us overall in the heat results? Still second overall. Petter Solberg really ran away with that second qualifying heat, a bit like I did in the first one. It looks like it's going to be an interesting group for the third qualifying heat. Is that we have the official results. So I got 45 points there, coming second. So we are still leading in the total points in the heats. Only by 3 points though over Petter Solberg there. Here we go, qualifying Heat 3, and we are still in Group A with Petter Solberg, Timozianov, and Andres Bakarud, so a very, very competitive group yet again. Here we go, qualifying Heat number 3, we're on the grid. It looks like we are in second place as we have Petter Solberg to our right. Pull the handbrake, get the revs up, we are ready to race. And we are green for heat number 3, and again, we have not got the best start in the world. We are really not onto these starts just yet, and we're going to dive into the Joker as we give Solberg a little bit of a hit there as we're a bit eager to go into the Joker. I thought he might have done the exact same thing as he did in the previous heat and go straight in there, but that was not the case. We have made our Joker, and now we just need to get our head down and try to make up as much time as we can while they are still squabbling up ahead. Oh, there goes someone into the Joker. I think that is Timozianov as we go a little bit deep into the hairpin, and we're going to rejoin in front of him. So we're up into third place now, and still the two cars in front of us, Bakarud and Petter Solberg, are yet to Joker. Well, that is someone in the Joker. That is Bakarud, and he's jumped out ahead of us. That is not what we want. Our strategy of jokering early hasn't quite worked in jumping Bakarud there. I don't think Petter Solberg has jokered yet. No, he has not, so he is gone. I made the most of the clean air at the front of the race, possibly something I should have done in that previous heat. Through the final corner and across the line in third place in heat number 3. And we've gotten a bit of a hit there after the line. That was a poor heat. I just got it a little bit wrong. I hit Solberg right at the start, and overall, it just wasn't a great heat. And if we have a look at the heat results, we were down in 7th place, so that is definitely not what we wanted. And the two guys in our group, first and second, were first and second overall in that heat. So not a good heat for us, but I still think we would have got a decent amount of points with the holes from the first two. We've slipped down to second, 10 points now off Solberg, but we are still comfortably clear of Timozianov. So with only one heat left, it looks like we are pretty safe to go through to the semi-final. So for the final qualifying heat, we are down in Group B with Chicharit, Gronholm and Timizyanov. Here we go, the final qualifying heat before we head to the semi-final. It looks like we are starting possibly in third place for this heat. Hold the handbrake, get the revs up, we are ready to race in Portugal. And we're green for the final qualifying heat, and yet again, we have not got the best start in the world as Gronholm is absolutely shot off from the line. Can we look up his inside? No, he is going into the Jokers. We get it all wrong into the first corner. We really back that in so sideways. We're now going side by side with Timizyanov down to this left-hander. It looks like we've got the move done. No, he's now switched back to our outside. We're still going side by side with Timizyanov. He comes right across our nose. He gets the move done as now Chicherit has got past a poor couple laps there from us as we almost hit the back of the Mini. This has not been a good start to this qualifying heat as we give the barrier a little bit of a touch. That's a big hit. Oh, that's a big hit to the wall. That is not going to help us whatsoever. And that is really going to hurt us. And we're going to dive into the Joker, try to get this out of the way and hope that we can jump in front of Chicherit and not come last and try not to lose too many points. There goes Chicherit into the Joker lap as we head through turn number 1 and we get that position up into third place. And it looks like Timizyanov is still yet to Joker right at the front of the field. If we can put together a good lap here, we could be able to jump him, but I don't think it'll happen. I'm pretty sure he'll slot in between us and Gronholm. Now, Timizyanov has come out so far in front of both me and Gronholm as we don't have long left in this final heat. Hopefully we can put together a good enough time that we can still get through to the semi-finals. We got a good haul of points in the first 2 heats, and hopefully that will be enough as we only have a couple corners left here for the final qualifying heat. We flick the car back to the left and to the right and across the line. That is the qualifying heats done, and that was another poor heat. Heats 3 and 4 were both pretty poor for us, and hopefully that doesn't hurt us too badly, as the heat result was 7th overall, and that should be enough to see us through to the semi. Yep, that was definitely enough to see us through to the semi-final. We ended up in 2nd place on the heat points there, only behind Petter Solberg, and only 1 point ahead of Timizyanov there in the end. So we're comfortably through to the semi-final. So things are a little bit different for the semi-final. It is no longer based on time. Only the top 3 go through. It is a straight elimination in the semi-final. The top 3 from each of the semi-finals go through to the final. Time doesn't matter, only finishing position, so it's a little bit different for this one. And if we have a look at who we have in our semi-final, we have Munich, we have Bakkerud, we have Valmanis, Christofferson, and Chicherit. And I'm pretty sure we can beat Chicherit. He's been pretty slow in the Mini Cooper. The Mini Countryman Rallycross car. But Christofferson, Balmanis, Bakkerud, they are all going to give us a real fight, and so is Munich. This is going to be a very difficult semi-final, and we just have to hope we have a race a bit like the first 2 qualifying heats, and then hopefully that'll get us through to the final. Here we go. It is time for the semi-final, and we're starting on pole position in our semi. Grab the handbrake, get the revs up. We are ready to race in Portugal. And we're green for the semi-final. I don't think we've had the best start in the world, but it hasn't been as bad as a few of our other starts. As Bakkerud is coming right across our nose as we head down into turn number 1. We're right on the apex. We've got Bakkerud on our outside. We squeeze him out and we hold on to the lead of this semi-final. And I think the best strategy now is just to stay out until the last lap. And I will add, this is actually 2 laps longer than the heats. We've gone from 4 to 6 laps in the semi-final. It's the same for the final. Only me and Bakkerud have not jokered yet. We're still in clean air, so we want to make the most of that. As there goes Bakkerud into the Joker. It is only me yet to Joker as we are on lap 4 of 6, and I'm going to stick it out here at the front of the field. I think my pace should be good enough if we look back at this qualifying heats number 1 and 2. We have the pace here, and we'll try to use that in combination with a little bit of clean air, and that hopefully will get us into the win for this semi-final. Not if we do that, though. That is a little bit of a mistake there at that final corner, which is by far the trickiest corner on this track. It is so much tighter than you think. Here we go. Start the final lap here in this semi-final in Portugal, and we must joker on this lap. It's just a matter of where we come out in comparison to everyone else. You gotta remember, we have this annoying tight chicane, and there goes backward through. We're going to rejoin in second place, I believe. That's not too bad, but not ideal. It would have been nice to try and win the semi-final to get the best possible grid position for the final, but there's not much I can do. Only a couple of corners left here in this semi-final. It looks like I'm going to come home in second place, but that is enough to see us through to the final here in Portugal as we navigate the final corner and across the line in second place in the semi. So if we have a look at the semi-final results, we have qualified for the final. In our group, Backrud, myself, and Christopherson have got through. Balmanis, Munich, and Chicharit have missed out. In the other group, Kevin Hansen, and Timos Yanov have made it through, and Petter Solberg, Nittis, and Gronholm have all been knocked out. Here we go, the final here in Portugal. This is what it all comes down to. The winner of this takes the event, and we're going to be starting from third place on the grid. Backrud is on pole, Genie on second, myself third, Kevin Hansen in fourth, Timos Yanov in fifth, and Christopherson in sixth. Let's go. Here we go. It is the final here in Portugal. We are starting in third place. We grab the handbrake. The revs come up. We are ready to race for the final time. The lights are on. And we're green in Portugal for the final, and we've got a decent start. As someone else has got a brilliant start, as Backrud has got a terrible sort of launch, as we're going to dive up the inside, down into the first corner, really back in. Someone's going to dive up our inside. That is Backrud. We're being forced right out onto the wall as we're making a lot of contact there with Backrud, as we just force him out of the way so aggressively like he did to us. And we're into the lead here in the final, but someone did joker, and that was Kevin Hansen. So it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out. Should we try and cover, or should we make the most of being out in the free air? We are leading when we come to the end of lap 1 here in Montalegre. The spotter still thinks we're battling for the win here in Portugal. Grab the handbrake down into the first corner. We still have Backrud right up our tail. Then it's Timos Yanov, and I think we have someone as joker. That is Kevin Hansen. He is in front of Genie has just dived into the joker himself. So 3 have jokered, 3 have not. This is going to be interesting to see how the jokers play out. Where are we going to be once we go for that extended lap, as we are about to end lap number 3. Only 3 laps left here in Montalegre. We still haven't jokered, and neither has Backrud right on our tail. The spotter is still saying we are battling for the win. Only 2 laps left, and we are not going to joker on this lap. Spotter still thinks P1 is Backrud, I think, has made a mistake behind us. He went a little bit hot into that final corner. We have a little bit of breathing room. We must joker on the very next lap, because the next lap is the final lap, and I think someone has gone to the joker. That is Timos Yanov. The spotter is still saying first place. We don't have many corners left here. We're about to end the second last lap and start the final lap in Portugal. We've stuffed that up a little bit. That's going to lose us some crucial time. As we start the final lap in Portugal, we must dive into the joker on this lap, and we do. Down into the joker, get the car stopped. Quite a nice run through the joker. We're going to rejoin, and we're going to rejoin in first place here in Portugal. We don't have many corners left to go now, and we should come home for the victory. We have Backrud breathing right up our neck. We only have 3 corners left, a little clip of the wall, but that's not going to hurt us too much. We go a little bit deep into that final corner, across the line to win here in Portugal. What a way to start the season. We have won the first round of the championship here in Montalegre, Portugal. So there are the race results. We just beat Backrud by only 0.3 of a second there. Very, very close between me and the other Ford Focus driver. And Timos Yanov stands on the 3rd step of the podium. and all the guys that seem to go late with their Joker, myself, Backer, and Timizyanov, seem to pay the dividends there. Christopherson, Hansen, and Janey, who all jokered fairly early. I think Hansen went in on like the first lap. It just didn't quite work out for them. It seemed like the best strategy in today's race was to go for that late Joker, and it worked out for both me and Backer. But we have taken the win here in Portugal, and if we have a look at the championship standings after that, we are sitting on 25 points, and that doesn't seem quite right. It doesn't seem like the real World Rallycross point scoring system. It might be if they work it, if it adds it all up, but the fact I'm on exactly 25 after the win doesn't seem quite right, but I'll just go with it. I'll go with what the game is giving me in terms of points. So we lead the championship by 3 points over Baku, with Timizyanov in third place, only 2 points from there, and that's just 1 point increments all the way down. So we have won the first round of the championship here in Montalegre, Portugal, a perfect start to the season. Up next is Lydden Hill in England. That'll be in the next episode, but that is all for today, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Fitcho, and I'll see you all next time.